Thanks for clicking on Just Beast Fitness. I'm your trainer, Jasper Bravo, and today we are training our legs and we are starting right now. We're starting with the calves as always because I always try my best to start all my workouts with my weakest muscle so that I'm able to do them when I'm most fresh and with most energy so that they can catch up with the rest of the body. It's always counterintuitive if you do your most difficult or your workouts which target your weak parts at the last part of the workout, because it will always find you when you're tired, and that is not what you're looking for. That will make it not easy for them to catch up with the rest of the body. And as you can see, I'm starting with standing calf raises, and on this workout I'm going for 6 sets just to make sure that I get that volume and a great stretch and pump to my calves. And I want you to know one thing again, that anytime I train my calves, I usually just do one workout. And I do that because I don't usually want I usually want to save time on setting up workouts and starting and all that. So I just do one workout, then I go to the next one, then another time I will do a different one. But most of my workouts, which are calf workout, I usually do them standing. I usually prefer the standing, but sometimes you'll find me occasionally throwing in some seated calf raises here and there. But majority of the days I usually go for standing calf raises, and that one is mainly because I feel like it usually hits my calves more standing than when seated. I don't know about you. Maybe you could let me know on the comments below, because maybe you have a better way of doing this so that we know how you've been doing it. And I can tell you guys, another thing that I'm doing with my calves is nowadays I train my calves after every 2 days, which means if I train my calves today, I'll just postpone tomorrow, then I train the day after. Before this, I used to train my calves just once in a while. That is like twice per week when I'm training my legs. And I noticed that one was not working well for my calves. My calves wasn't growing at the rate that my thighs or the legs were growing. So I had to increase the number of days I train my calves. And I also came to learn that basically calves tend to recover really fast because they're used to work and stress all the time, considering the fact that you walk with them all the time through the day. So they're used to working. That's why it's always good to train them frequently, and they'll still take it and they'll still recover. Now I'm done with my calves. I'm starting my workout right now. The calves workout are done. We are heading to quads workout, and I'm starting with leg extensions. And as you can see, when I'm doing this workout, I make sure that I stretch my legs up completely straight. And the reason for that is not just for a show off, but it's because anytime when you raise your legs or when you straighten your legs like that, you tend to target the whole thighs all the way up to next to your hips. But when you just do it shallow or just do partial reps, you'll notice that you will be hitting the teardrop or the area around your knee, but the upper part of your thighs won't be well targeted. So I'll always recommend that you go for the weight that can allow you to stretch your leg all the way up. And on this day, I just chose to go for 15 reps per set, and it is not easy because of the number of reps. Those reps are just so high, and that makes it not easy. But that doesn't mean that we won't do it. We have to push ourselves. We have to get that hit, and I can promise you that by doing just the first set, I already feel like my legs are starting to be so much pumped, and that shows you how amazing this workout is. I love leg extensions so much. There's a time I never used to do them, and just after starting doing them, I noticed how much I was missing. It's a very awesome workout, especially if you do it right. And another thing, some people might be not doing this workout because they think it will cause injury, and I say yes, I say no to that, because injury will only come if you do them in a bad way, if you don't control the reps well. But if you control the reps really, really well, chances of injury reduce drastically, and you'll have very healthy knees, even strong knees, in fact, doing this. And on this workout, I just choose to go for 3 sets. I just want to do 3 sets because on my leg day, I usually most of the time I go for 6 sets on the quads and 6 sets hamstrings, 6 sets on the calves. Makes it 18 sets for the full workout, and I actually feel that is good enough. I don't know about you guys. You could tell me how much you do. There's a time I used to just do squats 10 sets, then I go do leg extension 5 sets, then I do walking lunges 8 sets, and it used to be too much. It could be so much tiring, and the legs were growing, yes, but there's always a way in which you don't need to work as much and still get in same growth or even more, and that is just going for few sets, and you make sure that those sets you do them as intensely as possible. That is the trick I think I can give you guys. So this one is, you can see right now I'm doing Mayo reps, and why I'm doing my Mayo reps is because I'm getting to a place where I just can't continue anymore and I have to complete my reps. So it's always okay to do a few reps, then rest for say 10 seconds, then you continue until you complete the set. That is a way of also increasing intensity and volume to your workout, and that is good. And above that, it also helps you get close enough to failure. Now those were 3 sets of leg extension, and when our quads is resting, we go direct to doing hamstrings, which is the first set is going to be a workout we're going for at least 15 reps, and here we are. And also somebody will be wondering, why is it that we are mixing up workouts? Because if you notice, most of my leg days I usually start with the quads, then I go to the hamstring, but today we've decided to mix them up. The main reason for doing this is just to shock the muscle, and apart from that also to just make the workout interesting. If you just do the same thing over and over again, it starts becoming monotonous and boring, and just that's what we don't want. So that was the first set. We're heading to the second set. We added a little bit of weight just to make sure that you squeeze the weight well for this second set of leg curls. I usually love doing the seated leg curls, but in this gym of ours we don't have the seated. We just have the lying leg curls, but it's still okay. We still feel it enough. Still can see the hamstrings are really getting activated during this movement, and that is good enough. As long as the workout is making us activate the muscle and stimulate the muscle, that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you have an awesome machine or you don't. If you're just working out on your backyard, it all doesn't matter. What matters is, are you training hard? Are you pushing yourself? Are you getting close enough to failure? Are you consistent? Are you eating well? If you do all these things over and over again, you'll see results. It doesn't matter the situations. It doesn't matter how bad your situation is. It doesn't matter where you're training at. It doesn't even matter how hot or cold the weather is. What matters is, are you moving those muscles? So this is the third set for these leg curls, and already the hamstrings are feeling super pumped and super fatigued, and that is good. But you know what? That's what we are here looking for. We are looking for those failure. We're looking for those hard sets. You can see right now we are struggling. We are doing some Mayo sets, and that is because we get to some reps and it becomes so weak, and since we just have to finish the set, we rest for a few seconds, then we continue and complete the whole set. If you understand what I'm saying, that's what's up. Now right now the quads have rested a bit. Now we're back on the squats, and I'm doing the front squat. And if you guys notice, I have some pad on my heels just to get just to make this workout more of a quads. When you do that, you stretch the quads really well enough, and it makes your quads to be stretched and grow and activated. And another thing I want you to notice is that I'm doing front squat with my knees outwards, facing out, because it's a perfect form. But another thing is because I'm having some knee injuries. I got some injuries. If you guys remember, there was this time that I was attacked by thugs, and one of them hit me with a rungu on my knee, and I'm still healing from that. So that's why you can notice that I also don't go for super heavy weight. Now this is the second set for the workout, and squats are usually one of my favorite leg workout, and I like putting it at the end of the workout at the end of my quad workout, because it's a workout that you can easily lift heavy weights. So I want it to be when I'm very tired, so that I don't need to really lift so heavy, for lack of a better word. Because if you start with it fresh, you'll have to really load it so heavy for you to even get to failure. So just to avoid that, I just do it when I'm already tired, like let's say when my fatigue is already kicking in. Now that is the third set, and if you notice on the third set, I reduced weight a little bit just to make it more manageable, and just to go for those high reps, because on the last set I wanted to feel the weight well and get that pump for the quads. I just want to go home and feel that I left the gym trained well. And one of the ways of signaling that is having that awesome pump that you could get, and having the lightweight helps me that all the time. So that's why I'm on this one. And I want you to notice that I try my best to go as slow as possible with my squats and come up, and I try my best not to bounce the weight up, because that's also not healthy for your lower back and your knees. So I'm done with my squats, which means the quads are done, and now I'm back to hamstring again. And right now we are doing this one is called RDLs, which is Romanian deadlifts. And I want to teach you also something here. I want you to notice that when I was doing my hamstrings, I started with the leg curls, then I came to these RDLs. The reason for that is, it's not just by chance. There's a reason for that. And the reason is, you notice that when you do RDLs, your hamstrings are under tension when they are stretched, when you're bending your hips. And the leg curls that I was doing, my hamstrings were getting under tension when my hamstrings are straight, not bent. So just to get a benefit from both of the worlds, that is, I hit my hamstrings when I get it to get tension when it is folded, and when it is straight. From those are different angles. I get both from the same time, if I'm making sense, guys. Same with the leg extension. You notice that with the quads, I go for the leg extension because the tension is high when the muscle is straight, like when my leg is straight. And when I go to the squat, the tension is highest when my legs are folded, or when I'm down there or bent. So just to explain this on a recap, when you fold your feet or when you bend your legs, there's a different type of tension you get. And when your legs are straight, there's a different type of tension you get. So it's always best to do both so that you get a benefit from both of the worlds. So this is another set. This is the third set of the RDLs. And right now the hamstrings are feeling they're super worked, they're super stretched, and they're super pumped. And that's what you're looking for. We want to have that leg that looks big from the side, from behind, and from front. So if you normally train your quads but you don't train your hamstrings, you start having a leg that looks big from front and doesn't look big from behind. But for you to have a complete physique, a completely trained leg, I would recommend you do both of the heads.